I need y'all help with this one. A policyholder reached out to me and she wanted to discuss her claim with me. She felt that she was treated unfairly. Now, she has 4 properties. She lives in Florida, and 3 of them had hail damage, one had wind damage. She filed her claim, and guess what happened next? Before we get all the way into her problem with her claim, I want to bring something to your attention. Child sex trafficking. You guys, this is not just a growing crisis, it's not growing anymore. This crisis is established, you guys. Listen, in 2024 alone, 27,000 cases were reported in the United States alone, right? Now, that's a lot of cases, but I believe it's far more than that. I am asking you all, if you see something, say something. Report suspected child trafficking. Call the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888. Every voice matters. Every child needs protection. I'm going to tell y'all something. I am always going to be an advocate for this, for our children, because I understand the assignment. Now, in this saga with the Epstein files and Ghislaine, however you say her name, now all of a sudden I heard on a news broadcast that she may be a victim. Even though she victimized hundreds of young girls, I'm not talking about adults, I'm talking about young high school girls. She victimized them and taught them how to have oral sex. One of them went into detail about it. Now, I'm trying to say to myself, how far are we going to go to protect these people from sex trafficking our young children? Now, all of a sudden, she's a victim. Now, all of a sudden, you have these departments of the government going to speak with her, giving her some type of immunity for that day. Not just that, but now I'm hearing that her counsel is saying that she didn't get a fair trial, that somehow she may ask for a pardon. But we have all these true, real victims out here. And I implore them, you're going to have to come forward. You're going to have to speak out. I ask all of you to band together to bring forth and let everyone know what happened to you. Let me show you an article that I ran upon, well, someone sent me from my own hometown. Is this a victim too? Fort Pierce commissioner arrested. Commissioner James Taylor faces 24 felony charges following child exploitation investigation. Is this a victim as well? Are we going to find some way to make him a victim even though he victimized other children? Y'all, these are our children. I'm talking about our children, our babies that we're investing in and want to grow up and be productive citizens to help contribute to our community. If we continue this type of behavior, those same children will then grow up and repeat the same thing. That is the assignment. The assignment is to get our children while they're young and get them accustomed to this type of behavior, and then the cycle continues, right? Hold on, let me show you one more. Let me just bring one more. I saw this today. This came over to me today. Former CEO of Christian nonprofit pleads guilty to possessing child pornography. The former CEO of the former CEO of My Faith Votes, a nonprofit that encouraged Christians in America to vote every election, has pleaded guilty to possessing child sexual abuse images months after his arrest. Is this a victim as well? Hold Let me tell you how he got caught. Last October, Yates was charged with 8 felony counts of possession of child pornography. Each charge carries a punishment of as much as 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine, right? According to the records, a witness told authorities in July of last year that a family member of Yates accidentally discovered a hard drive that contained child sexual abuse material in his office. The content included over 100 sexually explicit images of children, explained the district court document, with many of the photos on the drive believed to be of minors younger than 10 years old. You see something, say something. That's the whole point of this. His family member told someone else. And honey, they saw something, they said something. I'm going to leave this here for you just a moment. If you see something, say something. Report this. Report suspected child trafficking. Call the National Human Trafficking Hotline, 888-373-7888. Every voice matter. Every child deserves protection. You see that family member said something, and he couldn't do anything but to plead guilty. Is he a victim as well? Is that what victims look like? This is what I'm telling you guys. This is the assignment, to get our children as young as 10 involved in this type of behavior, and it will continue and continue. Somehow they'll make him a victim as well, to get him off. I guess he's powerful. He's gotten together this nonprofit for those that, young Christians. We're talking about Christians now, to get out and vote, I guess the Christian way. I don't think this has anything to do with Jesus. Can't be. But this is what you do. And it's no telling. If he was using this program, and if they were young Christians that he was imploring to vote, there's no telling what victims he have with what victims are there as well. There's no telling. You guys, you see something, say something. Okay. Back to my episode. I'm sorry, you guys. I get really worked up when it comes to this child sex trafficking. Once I saw that movie, The Sound of Music, it hit me so hard in here. From here on out, I'm just an advocate. I pray about these kids all the time. So this is just what it is with me. Every video I'm going to bring to you all about our children. All right. So let's get on with this policyholder. Okay. So she gave me a call. She wanted to discuss the claim with me. She said, hey, I want to speak with you because I see that you do your episodes on YouTube, Beyond the Claim, Unfiltered Insurance and Adjuster Talk. And I want to speak to you about this. I said, okay. So this is it. This is what happened. She has 4 properties. 3 of them was damaged by hail and 1 was damaged by wind. So, okay. She filed her claim. She filed her claim on all of them, but first she did 3 of them first, right? The adjuster came out, reviewed the damage, and the insurance company paid her the full RCV. That's the full replacement cost value with no depreciation held back. That's unusual. That is something very unusual. When you're paid your RCV up front, that amount needed to repair or replace damaged property without a deduction for depreciation. That's unheard of because I've never done that before. Anytime I'm adjusting a claim, I'm writing up an estimate, I'm taking that depreciation away. And I'm putting in how old you tell me your roof is, your house, your siding, whatever it is, that age you give me, I'm putting it in the system, and that system is going to calculate what should be paid to you, right? Now, But she got all of it up front. They did not hold back any depreciation. She told me she was very happy with that. She even told me about the process. She told me that this particular insurance company used a third party that came out and did the assessment for her. And once they did the assessment, I'm gonna tell you guys now, a lot of insurance companies are using third parties to do that. Some of them are using like Hancock or Seek Now. There's another one that I know they use in Florida called the Marketplace that will come out, and what they send back to the claim, that's where we write our estimate from. We look at photos, we look at the roofs, the property, the siding. That is what we write our estimates from. And I've done it so many times, but I tell you one thing that I've always done, I've always held back depreciation. So let me tell you, when this chick got all her money up front, she was elated. She was so happy about it, right? And those were her first three properties. Then, so she said, okay, well, let me go ahead and place my claim on my fourth property, in which she did, right? But the fourth property did not go like the first three. Her fourth property, they held back that depreciation. They only paid her the ACV. Now, the ACV is going to be the current cost to repair or replace an item minus your depreciation. And normally you get that depreciation back once you show that the property has been repaired. You can show photos, you can show your receipts, the final invoice from the contractor, normally what we ask for. You can show those things, and then we'll go ahead and release that final check. That's going to be that depreciation that was held back. So they held back that depreciation. And they told her, once you send in your final invoice, your picture showing that the property was repaired, we'll go ahead and pay you that depreciation. She was angry about that. She's like, oh, no. You're going to give me all my money, just like you did on my first three. She told them, I had three other claims with you all, and you paid me the RCV up front, everything up front. You didn't hold anything back. You gave me all my money. I want you to do the same as this one. No, ma'am. Your ACV comes first, and then we'll pay you a depreciation check. She said, no, I want to speak to a supervisor because I think you guys are treating me unfairly. She wasn't having it. She was like, no, because you all didn't do this on my first three claims. Go back to my first three claims, and you can see where you paid me up front. Why are you changing your process now? And so they explained to her, listen, each claim stands on their own. The policy is to pay you your actual cash value up front and then pay you your depreciation. That's how this goes. And she said, no, it's not going to go like that because I want to be treated fairly for this one, just like y'all did for my other three. So she asked for a supervisor. The supervisor got on there and told her the same thing. Ma'am, this is this is policy here. Yes, you do have recoverable, but we pay you your ACV first, and then you will get your recoverable, your depreciation check. She told him, no. You're going to do me the same like you did my others. You're going to pay me up front. Take a look at my other policies, my other claims. He said, well, your other claims have nothing to do with this one. This is this claim. And this is how we're processing this claim. She said, no, you're going to process the claim how you did my other three. When did y'all change your process? He said, well, we have changed our process. Our process is to pay the ACV, and this is how we're handling claims going forward. So she told him, I'm going to file a Department of Insurance complaint because I believe you broke protocol by switching it up how you're going to pay me. You broke how you process claims. If you're going to process claims, you need to process it only one way. Don't pay me all up front if that's not how it goes. If you're going to pay me up front for my other claims, you're going to pay me up front for this one here too. So she wanted my opinion. And here's what I told her. as an adjuster, I do always tell policyholders each claim stands on its own. I do have policyholders say to me, well, my neighbor across the street got a full roof. Why I'm not getting one? And I would let them know I understand that, but I don't know what happened with your neighbor's roof. I'm not in that claim. This is the claim I'm in, and this is the claim I'm adjusting. If your claim warrants a full roof, I'm going to give you that roof. If it doesn't, it just doesn't. You're going to have to find some other way, or maybe the shingles aren't available. Maybe, I don't know. But right now, as it stands, this is what it is. I don't go into other claims to see what went on. I don't do that. And that's what she was saying. And I told to her, just because they paid your first 3 claims up front doesn't require that they do the same every time. To me personally, they went back to what was policy. That 4th claim, they paid you your ACV first and then releasing your depreciation after the work is completed. This is exactly what your policy said, and this is what they should do. She's like, well, this is not about policy. So this is not about policy. This is about process. You didn't process my first 3 like that. I want you to process my last one like that. And I'm going to file a Department of Insurance complaint. She said, well, what do you think about that? And I said, well, if I was that adjuster, I would tell you, go right ahead. And we will respond to that Department of Insurance complaint. You weren't shorted anything. So I asked her, well, maybe I'm missing something, right? Maybe I'm missing something. I said, okay, so on your 4th claim, did they give you a full roof replacement? Did they short you on it? She said, no, they paid me for the full roof replacement except for the flat roof part. The flat roof wasn't damaged, so they paid me for the whole shingle part. I said, so pretty much you got a full roof replacement except for the flat roof, and they paid you your ACV. I said, well, how much did they hold back? She said $1,200. I said, so pretty much they paid you, me personally, when we're replacing roofs, they pretty much paid you that full roof itself for $1,200, and you're going to give them slack because of that? You're going to file a Department of Insurance complaint on that? I was like, well, when I look at your first 3 claims, it's more like a kind of a blessing that they gave you your RCV up front. They gave you everything up front. They could have held back that depreciation every single time, but they didn't. So I'm not understanding why you want to file a Department of Insurance complaint. And truthfully, I was really trying to understand her frustration, but I couldn't really understand the frustration because it's not like her insurance company shorted her. They just went by the book this time. And I just told her up front, I said, no, you're just going to have to go ahead and file that Department of Insurance complaint, and we'll just be waiting for it because this is how policy goes. She said, no. It has nothing to do with the policy. It's the process. They broke protocol. You broke protocol for the first claims. You should do it for this one. I'm going to file a complaint. I said, this is why most companies, you do have to do things by the book. You just do. You got to do things by the book because this is what happens sometimes when, I don't know if it's doing a favor or being gracious. Gracious can come back on you if you have those ones that get angry when you don't bless them all the time, right? But it's your turn, okay? I just want to know, this isn't just about her. I want to hear what you think. Was she right to feel like she was treated unfairly? Should they have handled the last claim the same way as they did the others? Or is this just a case of the insurance company finally doing things by the book, changing their policy and going back to what they normally do? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know. Is this fair or foul? Was she being reasonable or was she being a little greedy? Make sure you like and share and subscribe. If you love hearing these real life breakdowns, this is Beyond the Claim, where we are going to keep insurance unfiltered and real. If you have a claim you want to discuss, you want to pass by me, and we're also bringing other adjusters on, we would be happy. I would be happy to take a look at it, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I'll put my adjuster hat on and let you understand this is how I adjust claims. If it's supposed to be paid, you will get paid. If not, I'm going to let you know. All right. So hey, I am trying to protect 10,000 homes by the end of the year. So please like and subscribe, leave the comment, and share it. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to keep bringing you all the realness of insurance and how we can use it as a tool and not a burden. Right? All right. Until next time, stay covered, stay ready, and stay informed. I'll see you soon.